What's up, millionaires, and welcome back to my channel. If you guys can remember, in 2023 I got almost about $5 million in live funding with different prop firms. Even though I had everything documented on my channel from the first day I bought the first account to the last day I got $5 million in live funding, everything is documented on my channel. But you guys have also requested, like, Godlove, let's have one video where you take us from the start to the finish on the whole documentation process. Show us the payout you got, how you got payout, so that we can be able to follow your footsteps and the roadmap to also get the same result. And on this video, I want to do just that. I want to take you guys from the whole documentation. So it's more like a documentary style of video where I'm going to see if I can dig through my emails, get all the payout screenshots, all the payout certificates, the past certificate, everything to show you guys how I started from zero right up to $5 million and almost about $400,000 in payout in 2023 coming up right now. If you guys can remember, in 2023, I was on a world tour. At the start of the year, I started the year 2023 immediately with world tour. I started with, I think January, I started in Lagos, Nigeria. After Lagos, Nigeria, I went directly to Europe. And before the end of 2023, I think we went to more than 24 different countries. While I was on a world tour in Europe, that was in March, and I was in Hungary. While in Hungary, I recorded the first video on my channel. And I think that first video, I'm going to see if I can put a screenshot. And the video, it was just titled, "A Forex Millionaire Returns to Prop Firms." I remember very well. It was just titled, "A Forex Millionaire Returns to Prop Firms." And if you guys can understand my story, when I started in Forex trading in 2015, I started off trying to trade on my own. And after losing everything, including my life savings, I went toward the path of a prop firm. I got almost about $200,000 with Apari Fund. Back then, that was back in 2016, even before FTMO and all these prop firms started coming into the game. After I got $200,000 with this prop firm in 2016 and made my first withdrawal or my first payout, which was almost about $50,000, opened my two private accounts with IC Market and XM, and the rest was history. So from 2016 or 2017 right up to 2023, I wasn't trading with any prop firm. But I came back in 2023 because I needed $5 million to trade. I needed $1 million to trade. I needed $2 million to trade. So I recorded that first video in Hungary, and I said I was going to be returning to prop firms. If you guys can remember, just go to my channel, or I'm going to see if I can leave the link of that particular video above. That was on the 6th of March 2023 in Hungary, and I can remember I bought 3 accounts. The 2 accounts, no, I bought 4 accounts. 2 accounts with my Forex fund and 2 accounts with TFT, the funded trader. Back then, my Forex fund was still up and operational. And you guys know my rule. My rule is simple. Anytime I get into a prop firm, there's a system. I taught that system on this channel. There's a video teaching you guys that system, how you can go from zero to millions of dollars with prop firms. And that system is simple. In that particular system, if you want to watch the full video, check the link above or just go on my channel and see that particular system. You'll be able to follow and get to $1 million in funding. So with that system, there's something there which is very, very simple. I call the 50% rule. And if you can remember the 50% rule, anytime I'm purchasing prop firm accounts, if I can only afford to purchase a $100,000 prop firm account, I'll split it into 2 and buy 2 $50,000 prop firm account. So at this point in time, I could afford to buy a $400,000 prop firm. So I split it into 2. I bought 2 accounts of $200,000 with my Forex fund and 2 accounts with the funded trader. Two accounts with the funded trader. So why was I doing this? I always like to give myself a room for failure. It's the same thing in trading. You should always give yourself a room for failure. So the essence of me buying these 4 accounts was just so that, okay, if I have to fail some of these accounts, my goal is to get at least 50% of these accounts funded. If I can get 50% of this account funded, out of $400,000, I'm going to get $200,000 funded. And my goal from that point in time, I'll go to the next step. The next step will be 10% for withdrawal. My target will just be to hit 10% on that funded account and I'll request a withdrawal. So this is $400,000, right? And you can see those are, you can see the dates on the screen. That was 6th of March 2023. I bought 2 accounts with the funded trader, and that is still 6th of March 2023, and I bought 2 accounts again with what? With my Forex fund. And remember, anytime you buy these accounts, you need to trade for at least, it takes you almost about 6 weeks for you to request a payout, because you need to trade for about 5 days. Some of them have minimum trading days of 5 days. When I go to the funded trader or my Forex one, they were all having five minimum trading days, meaning it will take you about 5 days to pass phase 1. It will still take you about 5 days to pass phase 2. Even if you pass it within a day, you will still need to wait for 5 days. So it normally takes about 2 weeks for you to get funded. And even if you've gotten funded, you still have to wait for 30 days after you've gotten funded to request a payout. So that's what I'm saying. From start to requesting a payout, it will take you about 6 weeks. All right. So that was that in March. And after that, I continued with my world tour. I was very busy. From March, we went to Czech Republic. From Czech Republic, went down to Slovakia, went down to Greece, Italy, Germany, Finland. We just got Austria, Switzerland. And I was so busy. And if you guys can remember, I was traveling together with my 9-month-old baby and my wife. So the logistics were not easy, and I didn't have enough time to be trading along the way. So I was just waiting that, okay, when I return back in South Africa, when I get back to the office, I'm going to have a lot of time at my disposal to trade. So I got back to South Africa by the 15th of May, because my birthday is on the 15th of May. So I wanted to come and celebrate my birthday in South Africa, because we used to have like a charity or giving back we do, or something we do like a ritual on my birthday, on all my birthdays or important days like Christmas. So I had to come back to South Africa. We went on that charity giving back, visit orphanages and stuff like that. And after that, I was like, good, I'm back to the office. Let me concentrate on this trading thing. And by then, I had already, if I can check here, by the time I was getting back to South Africa, all my 2 accounts with the funded trader, I lost all my 2 accounts with the funded trader, and I got funded. Luckily, my Forex fund, I got funded with all the 2 accounts I bought with my Forex fund. Remember, I was just buying $100,000, so I bought 4 accounts, 2 with my Forex fund and 2 with the funded trader. So my Forex fund, $200,000, I got funded with them. So by the time I got back to the office in May, and I was fully trading. After that, it was already 30 days for me to request a payout, and I requested my first payout from those 2 accounts, which my first payout was on June 12th, and it was $18,270. I'm going to tell my editors, we'll try our best to see if we can show you guys all the screenshots. All right. So you can just see on the screen, that was the first payout I got on June 12th, and it was $18,270. And you guys already know, again, anytime I have a payout, there's a rule. Again, there's a system that I follow. There's an approach that I follow anytime I want to get funded. There's an approach. If you ask all these big traders that are cashing big with pro firms, they're not going to be able to tell you about the strategy, bro. They will tell you about their approach. The approach is even more important than a strategy when it comes to you planning to move from zero to millions of dollars in funding with pro firm. So my approach is simple again. Anytime I get a payout, 50% from that payout go to my private account, and 50% goes back into buying more pro firms. So at this point in time, $18,000, 270, 50% is going to be almost about $9,000. So at this point in time, I send 8,000. When I'm starting, I don't plan to spend my pro firm proceeds on anything. I want to go until I get to where I used to call the break-even point before I can start spending on buying new cars, buying new properties, doing all that. So when I'm starting, I want to reinvest everything into buying more pro firms, reinvest everything in my private brokerage account. So at this point in time, I removed $10,000 and I reinvested it into buying more pro firms, and only $8,200 went into my private brokerage account with my private broker, because the main reason why I trade with pro firms is to raise capital for my private brokerage account. Good. So with $10,000, this is where things start getting very, very interesting. And remember, this was in June. This was in June, right? This was around June 15, as I'm going to be able to show you guys the screenshot. You see the date I bought all the accounts. So June 15, I bought accounts worth $2 million. Remember, that was $10,000 for my proceeds. I started with what? I started by buying prop firms worth $400,000 and I spent $2,000. And you can see I got a payout of $18,000. So even though I had some of these prop firms that I failed some of these prop firms, but at the end of the day, my return on investment was still very huge. Always think in terms of your return on investment. So with this $18,000, I removed $10,000. I want to reinvest. I want to buy more prop firms. And with this $10,000, I bought prop firms worth $700,000 with my Forex fund. That was 15th of June. My Forex fund was still up. I bought prop firms again. That was when I started with the funded next. I bought prop firms worth $400,000 with the funded next. I bought prop firms worth $400,000 with TFT, the funded trader. And I bought prop firms worth $400,000 with the funded trading plus. So if you sum up all of this, that will be giving you almost about $1.9 million or $2 million in raw funding or in challenge phases, right? Out of these $2 million prop firm accounts that are above, I didn't get up to 50% tax rate. I mean, to get into funded, my goal is always to get 50% of those accounts funded. But unfortunately, I didn't get up to 50% because with my Forex fund, out of $700,000, I got $400,000 in funding. The funded next, out of $400,000, I got $200,000 in funding. The funded trader again, by this time around, remember the first two accounts I bought in March, I lost those 2 accounts with the funded trader. And at this point in time, out of the 4 accounts I bought with the funded trader again, I only got 1 tax, meaning out of $400,000, I only got $100,000 that was passed. And then we're going to come into the strategy that I was using throughout this account. So just stay to the end of the video. Don't worry. I'm going to be showing you guys the strategy I was using, right? So out of $400,000 with the funded trader, I got $100,000, which was passed. And out of $400,000 with the funded trading plus, I also got $100,000, which was passed. So if I have to sum all of these 400, I had $800,000 on live funds out of $2 million. So that was more like a 40% success rate, moving from challenge phases right up to funded account. And at this point in time, remember how much did I invest? The whole of this series, I invested $10,000 in buying prop firms worth $2 million. And now I'm standing on $800,000 on live funding. So even if I just make 10% of $800,000, that's $80,000. The return on investment is still gonna be huge. So now let's go to the next phase. After I've bought all these accounts, and now at this particular point, remember I had $400,000 with the funded trader plus $200 with my Forex fund. I had $400,000 with my Forex fund on live funds, plus the $200,000 which I bought in March, which was all funded. So they had to merge these 2 accounts, and I had max capital allocation. So I was having max capital allocation with the Fundex next, because with them you can only have $600,000. Remember, my first payout from with my Forex fund was on June 12th, which you can see the screenshot. And anytime you get your first payout, you can request a payout which is bi-weekly. After every 2 weeks, you can request a payout. So from the 12th of June right up to the 29th of June, remember I was already trading on these live accounts, and I requested another payout of $24,000 on what? On the 24th of June. Remember, I had 2 accounts. The first account, I requested a payout on the 12th of June, which was $18,000. And the second account, which was on June 29, I requested a payout of $24,800. I think the total was almost about $28,000 or so. But with my Forex fund, they have to cut their own cut, then give my own payout. So that was the second payout I got throughout in my whole career of prop firm trading in 2023. That was my second prop firm payout. After I got my second prop firm payout, remember all the accounts I bought in June 15, they were already getting to what? They were already getting to live funds. So by the time they were getting to live funds, I was already trading the $800,000 in a live market. and I still had my $200,000 with my Forex fund that I could withdraw. I could request withdrawals at any time, so long as it's after 2 weeks. June 21, I requested a payout of $16,300 with my Forex fund. You can see the screenshot. So by this time around, only with my Forex fund alone, I've gotten up to almost about $50,000 in payout, and that was June 21. August, voila. Remember, I bought accounts with my Forex fund, with the funded trader, the funded next, and the funded trading plus. So the first withdrawal on the funded next came in on the 5th of August, and that was $6,703. That was on August 5th, and that was the first withdrawal with the funded next, right? And after that again, remember, after 2 weeks, you can request for a payout. After 2 weeks, I made almost about 15% or 16% or so on still that one. Remember, with the funded next, I got $200,000 in funding. So maybe after about 2 weeks after I requested my first payout, I got almost about 8% on that $200,000 account, and I requested a payout of $16,200 on September 7th. You see, so that was the second withdrawal with the funded next. I remember at this point in time, I already had almost about $800,000 in live funding. I've been getting other withdrawals, and I was just following the same system. 50% was going into PROOFS. So by the end of September, I was already standing on almost about $2.9 million in live funding. Because remember the 50% rule, and anytime but 50% of my payout is more than 10%, is more than $10,000, I can only invest a maximum of $10,000. I don't want to buy PROOFS more than $10,000, meaning the rest will just go to my private account, and I will invest just $10,000 in buying other PROOFS. And at that point in time, where 50% of my total PROOFS payout is already more than $10,000, that is where I consider like, okay, this is my break-even point, and I can start buying. That was when, if you guys can remember, that was around August, September, or October or so. That was when I started buying a lot of luxury cars. I think I got almost 2 or 3 luxury cars within that same period of time. And you can already understand from my explanation, that was the break-even point. So by the end of September, more than $2.9 million. And in October, I just started investing 50% or $10,000 into buying more PROOFS. And unfortunately, in October, my Forex fund went down. Remember, before my Forex fund went down, I was already having max capital allocation with my Forex fund. So I lost $600,000 in live funding with my Forex fund. I documented everything. I did video. I posted on my channel. So this is not the first time you guys are hearing most of these things, because screenshots about payout, about the whole systems are already, or videos, all the videos are already on my channel. So after I lost $600,000 with my Forex fund, I had to go in aggressively. That was the first time I spent $15,000 in buying PROOFS accounts. I buy PROOFS accounts almost about $600,000 with a funded trader. My funded next, I got almost about $700. That was when I just got crazy, and I bounced back. And by mid-November, I was already standing on around $5 million in live funding. December came. And in December, that was when I was very, very busy working on my own PROOFS, because this project has taken me almost about 6 months. We started in September 2023. So by December, I was very, very busy, because a team of developers will be coming up with a lot of concepts which have never been seen in the PROOFS space. So I was very, very busy, and I was less concentrated on my PROOFS accounts, and I started losing most of these live PROOFS accounts. And I was like, damn it, I've already gotten more than $400,000 in payouts with PROOFS. This PROOFS space doesn't owe me anything. Even if I have to lose this account, 2024, once I'm ready, I'm going to come back, I'm going to bounce back, and I'll go for $10 million in live funding. And that is exactly what I'm going to do this year. And I'm going to document everything. So that was how I went from zero to almost about $5 million in live funding in 2023 with payouts of more than $400,000. Transparency is the most important thing when it comes to me, when it comes to everything I do. That's why I try as much as possible to dig my emails, to fetch out these emails, fetch out these screenshots. Unfortunately, deal was discontinued. So I would have been showing you guys screenshots of more of the payouts from June going, or from August going forward. But I think in October as well, as my Forex fund went down, a deal, which was the company that used to send us payout, also got discontinued. So most of our payouts used to come in now through crypto, and I can't be sharing my crypto screenshots with you guys since it contained a lot of encryptions. So that was how I did it. Let's go into the strategy. So which strategy was I using? Even before we go into the strategy, the best advice is if you are trading with many prop firm accounts, never do copy trading on all these accounts. Why am I saying this? Never do copy trading on all your accounts. If you do copy trading on all your accounts, remember at that point in time, all your accounts are going to be linked up. And if one thing goes wrong on one account, it means it's going to go like a virus. It's going to affect all your accounts, and you can move from 2 million to 0 in funding in one day. So never make that mistake. All right. Even when it comes to diversifying your portfolio, you need to be very smart. Don't go and use a copy trader and copy one trade from one account to all your prop firm accounts. If one thing goes wrong, all those other accounts will be affected. The best way is to diversify is when you have different approaches or different systems you are using for your different prop firm accounts. And that was exactly what I was doing. I was using different strategies in different accounts, but my rule was simple. There was no way I was taking a trade that was giving me a risk to reward of at least 1:2. Some I used to go for a risk to reward of 1:3, and I have different technical strategies. My prop firm, I use only technical trading. So I have technical strategies I used to use my Fibonacci strategy, the GUMV arrow, which I shared on my channel. That strategy is simple and is very, very profitable. I used to use my trend trading strategy, my stacking strategy, and in some of these accounts, as you can see on the screenshot, I used to use my robot Paytrex Pro, because all these prop firms could accept my robot. So almost about more than 1.5 million of these funds, all this about 1.5 million was passed strictly by a robot. You can see on the screenshot, I just used to plug the robot and I'll stay, and after about a couple of minutes, you see boom, prop firm pass, prop firm pause. You can see on this screenshot, these are all screenshots directly from my robot, notified me that one account has been passed from one phase to another. And the funded trader, all these prop firms I mentioned, they all accepted robotic trading. So that was the reason why I decided to go with them, because I could choose at any time to use a robot on their platform. And even take, for example, the funded trader. The reason why I was using their Royal Challenge, because the Royal Challenge is the only challenge they offer that accepts robotic trading. So if you have different strategies like I do, diversify, use different strategies on your different prop firm accounts, and don't for once use a copy trader to copy your trade among all your accounts, because it becomes like a virus. If one thing goes wrong on one account, it's going to affect all the other accounts. And then another tip I'm going to be giving you guys at this point, after getting more than 5 million in funding and payouts of more than $400,000, is only start with something you can afford to lose. It's very, very ironical saying something like this, like, okay, you should already get in with something you can afford to lose, but that's the mentality. If you can only afford to start with $500, then it's simple. $500, you can afford a $100,000 prop firm account. Start with the 50% rule. Start by buying 2 prop firm accounts, one $50,000 and one $50,000. As easy as that. And already have at the back of your mind another tip: give yourself room for failure. All right, always give yourself room for failure. You can see some of these accounts. I used to buy prop firms worth about $2 million, and I'll end up only getting about $800,000 in live funding. But at that point in time, I'll still be the happiest person, because just with 10% on those particular accounts that I've gotten funded, I'll still be having a return on investment. So always think in terms of long term and in terms of the return on investment you have on that account. If I'm spending this to buy a $5,000 account, how much do I used to make? How much do I need to make to have a return on investment? Always think in terms of a return on investment. And another tip, this is not a get rich quick scheme. For those of you guys who come into the Forex space or prop firm space and you want to make 20% in a day, 40%, bro, if you can make just 2% gain of your account in a month, I want you to hit your chest, because only millionaires can do that. Only billionaires in the Forex space can do that consistently. So start by small wins. Only small wins mount up to making you that millionaire. If you can make it, ask yourself, can I make this consistently? Can I repeat the same thing? Can I make 4% this month? The next month I make 4%. If you can do that consistently, you're on your way of becoming a Forex millionaire. So always have the long-term game in mind. Don't just come, you buy your $50,000 Pro from account or your $10,000 Pro. You want to just become a millionaire overnight and never pay anyone to pass a Pro Firm challenge for you. Never pay anyone to pass a Pro Firm challenge for you. Never pay anyone to manage your account. Most of these scammers have even created fake accounts trying to impersonate me, and they'll contact you that I want to manage your account, give me them. I don't trade for people. I don't manage Pro Firm accounts for people. I don't do investments or all those scams that are out there. And just to tell you guys, if you're getting into Forex, into Pro Firm space, be able to only do what you can afford to do, take the risks you can afford to handle, only trade on your own accord, and never pay anyone to manage your account. So with this is how I got from $0 to $5 million in live funding in 2023, and how I'm planning to follow the same approach to get to $10 million in 2024. So now the main question is, now that you have your own Pro Firm, what next? So the what next is, unfortunately, I can't trade with my own Pro Firm, right? The reason why I formed my own Pro Firm is because I saw a lot of nonsense that was going on in the Forex space. And with someone who's having a lot of experience, 9 years of experience in trading, I started with the first Pro Firm even before all these Pro Firms formed by Keys started coming into the game. So someone with this extensive knowledge when it comes to Pro Firms, when it comes to Forex trading, I said, okay, I need to bring my own Pro Firm that will be able to fill that void, that will be able to bridge that gap. A Pro Firm that is going to be formed by a trader for traders' interest. That was why I formed the Pro Firm. So my Pro Firm Lionheart funding program is for you. We're going to give you capital right up to $600,000. We're scaling right up to $5 million. We have the funds, we have the partners, we have the liquidity, we have everything it takes for you to have all the funds you need in Forex trading. So I can't be trading with my own Pro Firm, but there are good Pro Firms out there. I can't count the number of emails I've gotten from Pro Firms. There are Pro Firms that have an A-book model of trading, where if you see that you're a good trader, they're going to put you on their A-books, and the more money you make, the more money the Pro Firm is going to make. That's the same model we have in Lionheart funding program. So there are these Pro Firms out there that I'm still going to be able to trade with them. I'm still going to have a lot of capitals, millions with them. And the more money I make, the more money they are going to make. And together, this is going to be a win-win situation. So I'm still going to be trading with different Pro Firms. I'm still on my main goal for 2024 to get to $10 million in live funding and to make at least 10,000 traders profitable directly from my YouTube videos or directly from my YouTube teaching. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, if you want to use my recommended Pro Firm where you can get up to $600,000 in live funding, a Pro Firm that we want to be able to take traders, successful traders along the way, then check the link on the video description. Then check out this video, which was one of the videos which I made almost about $40,000 or payout on my Pro Firm. Check out this playlist, which is going to kickstart you for 2024. Click here to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on these other videos. Peace.